Okay, our top story this morning, voters, they've made their choices in a big slate of primary elections that will impact SoCal and the rest of the state.
Yeah, we have team coverage with our Tina Patel breaking down the LA County Sheriff's race and Cara Finnstrom with the candidates for LA Mayor. Now let's take a look at the numbers right now. Rick Caruso and Karen Bass will face off in November. Caruso has 42% of the vote and Congresswoman Karen Bass has 37%. Very tight. City Councilman Kevin De Leon is a distant third at 7%. Let's go to Cara in downtown LA with more on this race. Good morning, Cara.
Good morning, Rachel. Get ready for 5 months of intense campaigning as these two candidates try to convince Angelenos each is best suited to tackle LA's biggest problems. Take a look. The front runner in the race by, as you just mentioned, a narrow margin there. Real estate developer Rick Caruso gathered with supporters at the Grove, one of his shopping malls. The 63-year-old billionaire has also served as president of the Civilian Police Commission and been on the board of Water and Power Commissioners. His focus, reducing homelessness, partly by building more cost-effective shelters and units, fighting crime with additions to the LAPD's force, and addressing corruption at City Hall. Caruso spent nearly $41 million on an advertising campaign, much of it his own money. Here's part of what he said last night.
I frequently hear and read how divided people are, but what I found out is that people share so much in common. They're upset about the problems of homelessness. They're upset about the problems of crime, corruption, but they're also upset that our city government seems to accept these problems as if life has to be this way. What voters are saying tonight is no, it doesn't.
Bass celebrated with some big-name supporters, including former Mayor Antonio Villagrosa and comedian Tiffany Haddish on the roof of the W Hotel in Hollywood. The 68-year-old hopes to become LA's first female mayor. She was elected to the House in 2020, served as chair of the Congressional Black Caucus from 2019 to 2021, and was considered a possible running mate for Joe Biden. Now, before holding office, she also founded the nonprofit Community Coalition with the goal of transforming social and economic conditions in South LA. Last night, she talked about her platform.
Los Angeles, change is coming, and our campaign is leading the way. We're leading the way so we can have a city where one job is enough to make ends meet. We're leading the way to a city that runs on clean, green energy, leading the way to a city where young people see a future for themselves and their children.
Angelenos will choose one to replace the current mayor, Eric Garcetti, who Chris Suzanne served his maximum 2-year limit.
All right, Cara, thank you so much. And it's Rachel Kim this morning. But
all good.
We'll forgive you. It's super early. So the race for LA County Sheriff also appears to be headed for a November runoff. Incumbent
Alex Villanueva is in a tight race with former Long Beach Police Chief Robert Luna.
Yeah, so right now, let's take a look at the numbers. With 29% of the votes coming in, Alex Villanueva has 34%. It's not enough to win re-election outright. His biggest contender, Robert Luna, the Long Beach Police Chief, 25% there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as numbers continue to pour in.
Yeah, CBS 2's Tina Patel is live at the County Registrar's office in Norwalk with the latest results. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. There were 9 people on the ballot running for LA County Sheriff, so it may not be surprising that no candidate got 50% of the vote. The person that had the most name recognition was, of course, the current sheriff, Alex Villanueva, and that is why he did get the largest share, it appears. Take a look. He seemed to be in a celebratory mood last night as he gathered with his supporters. He's been somewhat of a controversial figure during his first term, which is why other people, like former Long Beach Police Chief Robert Luna, decided to run against him. It appears these two will now face off in November. We had a chance to talk to both candidates last night.
Do you think how you handle these controversies is why you've done so well tonight?
It's, I think the people understand what's going on.
How do you think you'll do against Luna if he is the other candidate and there is a runoff?
If it's a runoff, I look forward to the challenge, and they're not going to fare well.
I got a ton of support out there. How many phone calls I made, and people who didn't know me, and we spent at times up to 30 minutes, 45 minutes on the phone. I've gotten to know some extraordinary people in the county, and if I become sheriff, and I anticipate I will, those relationships are going to be very important to public safety in the county of Los Angeles.
Now, some of the candidates for sheriff currently work in the department. Luna is an outsider, and we guess that is going to be the focus of the race in November. Now, Chris and Rachel, there was not a very high turnout for this race, despite there being such big races on the ballot. We're going to talk more about exactly how many people did vote coming up in the next half hour.
Yeah, Tina, thank you so much. In the race for an open seat on the LA County Board of Supervisors, District 1, Supervisor Hilda Solis easily fended off 4 challengers to claim a third and final term on the board. She has over 73% of the votes. Kevin Dalton right there, you see he has 8%, and David Argudo also at 8%. In District 3, State Senator Bob Hertzberg is leading off in the race to fill Sheila Kuehl's seat. He has 34% and will be heading off into a runoff with either West Hollywood Councilmember Lindsay Horvath or State Senator Henry Stern. Now, Horvath has 25% of the vote, and Stern is close behind with 22%.
And in the race for governor, Gavin Newsom, he didn't face any major challengers this year after he easily beat back last year's recall. He will face Republican State Senator Brian Dahl, who's from Lassen County in Northern California. Also, Governor Newsom tweeted this last night saying, "California is the antidote, leading with compassion, common sense, and science, treasuring diversity, defending democracy, and protecting our planet. Here's to continuing that fight."
In the U.S. Senate race, Alex Padilla is heading for 2 general elections, one short-term, the other long-term. Padilla was appointed senator last year when Kamala Harris became vice president, and it looks like he'll face off with Republican Mark Musser to keep the post until January. Then it appears the two will also face off for the full 6-year term rather. Padilla has, let's take a look at the numbers here.
Drum roll, please.
There we go. All right. Padilla has 53%. Musser has 14%. And in a distant third place, Republican Cordy Williams with 7%.
We've got a lot going on, so stay with CBS 2 News and LA or CBSLA.com for continuing coverage of the election. We'll bring you all the major races throughout the morning. We're also streaming 24/7 on CBS News Los Angeles. And for updates anytime, you can download the free CBS LA app.